Happy Friday, everybody! I thought I would pop in here at the end of the week and let you know what I am in the middle of, book-wise, and my plans for this weekend, because I haven't done a Friday Reads video in a while. And I had other things filmed for this week, and I just did not feel like editing them right now. So you're gonna get an easy-to-edit video instead. I hope you don't mind. I have plans this weekend. Saturday night I'm going to see opera for the first time. My mom and I wanted to try it out, so we're going to see Rigoletto. Neither of us knows anything about opera, at least I don't. It's gonna be like a 3-hour long performance, so I'm gonna be getting home close to midnight. And I am looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to the long drive to the big city and then dealing with parking and all of that, because I hate driving, but it'll be worth it. I also have some garden work that I need to get started this weekend. The weather has been really great. I think spring is here like 2 or 3 weeks early, and I just need to get started on some projects. So I'll be busy doing that. Mainly I'm putting in a new garden bed. I have raised beds in my garden, and I'm going to expand my area by putting in another one, and I have to repair at least one of my older ones. And I don't even know what I'm gonna do about pathways. I will deal with that later. But I have a lot of stuff to move around in the backyard before I even think about planting things. My seeds did come today. I ordered them a bit late because I'm not doing onions this year, so I can start later. When I do onions from seed, I start them in December. Didn't have to do that this year. So I will probably also get some of my seeds started this weekend and under the grow lights in my basement. So that will take plenty of time as well. But let me go through what I'm currently reading before I completely lose the natural light outside. I am almost done with Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. This is one that I'm reading because it's nominated for the BookTube SFF Awards in the debut category. I would never have picked it up otherwise because it's not exactly my type of fantasy, but I have to say I've been very much enjoying it. It's intended to be extremely humorous, and while it's not really my sense of humor, it has been fun and very quick to read, so I'll probably finish this one up tonight on Friday or early-ish on Saturday. I've started reading An Unkindness of Ghosts by River Solomon because Solomon is eligible for the Campbell Award for Best New Writer, which is not a Hugo Award, but it's administered like one. And I wanted to read their debut novel before I finalize my nominations. I'm like 2 chapters in, and I'm already really enjoying it, so I'm pretty sure Solomon's gonna be on my ballot. The other book that I'm reading that I'm super excited about is Into the Fire by Elizabeth Moon. This is the new Kailara Vada book. It's the second one in the Vada's Peace series. It's one of my most anticipated books of the year, and I sat down to read like 1 chapter of it, and I read 100 pages. So this one I think I will also finish over the weekend, even if I don't have that much time to read. Speaking of BookTube SFF Awards, I've also started The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. This is another one that's nominated in the debut category, but also in the fantasy category, and it's on my Hugo Awards reading list before nominations, and I've read 3 chapters? Oh, 4 chapters actually, and so far I really like the way the story is being told. It's a bit of a slow start, but I like the Russian fairy tale influence. It's just really different. I haven't read much that's inspired by Russian culture, so I think I'm going to enjoy this just for the writing, if nothing else, because it's really beautiful. And the last physical thing I'm reading is Cities in Flight by James Blish. I hauled this recently, and I am buddy reading it in March with a couple of people who wanted to join me. I'm going to take the entire month to read it. This book is over 600 pages long, and it's actually an omnibus of 4 novels that were published separately but were kind of intended to be one big story. I think that the way they're organized in this is chronologically rather than in the order in which they were published. I think I read that in the introduction. And I'm only like a chapter into the first book, so I don't have much to say about it yet. It is definitely older science fiction. I know the first book in this was published in 1956. I had to go look up the publication date when I started reading it because it just struck me that some of the things it was talking about spaceflight didn't make sense, and then I was like, oh wait, it was written before the first man went into space, and that explained a lot. So I'm really looking forward to this. It just seems like a really cool premise for science fiction, so yeah. And also I'm really looking forward to talking about it with a bunch of people who some of them I've never buddy read with before, so that will be really fun. And the last thing in this long list of things that I'm trying to read all at once, I am rereading the Moist von Lipwig books from the Discworld series. I forget what the sub-series of this is called. I don't know if it's like the Industrial Revolution or Progress sub-series or something, but the first one, Going Postal, is my favorite Discworld book of all time, and I reread it by listening to it on audiobook this past week, and I am now on to Making Money, which is the second one. Moist takes on the postal system of Ankh-Morpork in the first one, and in the second one, Lord Vetinari sends him off to go revolutionize the banks in Ankh-Morpork instead. So I don't think Making Money is as good as Going Postal, but I really enjoy it. And I will also reread the third one, which is Raising Steam. Even though it's one of my least favorite Discworld novels, it was one of the last ones published before Terry Pratchett passed away, and it is not the strongest by any means, but anyway, I'll talk about them more when I actually do a wrap-up or whatever. But I had such a good experience listening to the Tiffany Aching books on audiobook. They're narrated by Stephen Briggs, and he is also doing these other Discworld novels, and I really enjoy his narration. I think that the voices and the accents that he does and everything really suit Discworld, so I'm enjoying the heck out of that, actually. So that is it for me right now. I'm sure that I will pick up other things. I just got more books from the library this afternoon, so I can't stop. I think I'm mildly addicted to picking up holds at the library, but anyway, that's enough babbling from me. I hope you had a great week and that you have a wonderful and fun weekend, and I will talk to you again soon. And until then, bye.